Amber Baldine, and welcome to this week's edition of Booze and Books. Today, I want to talk about the book Jane Green's Falling. It's a women's fiction novel, and I just finished it, and it inspired me to invent a cocktail called the Rosy Future. In the book, in one of the opening scenes, the heroine, whose name is Emma, is imagining the future that she wants for herself, and she imagines a backyard and a garden and a big rustic table full of friends with pots of lavender on the table and the friends drinking rosé. And it was such a beautiful image. It made me think, how could I make a cocktail to go with this book? But first, I'll tell you a little bit about some of the things I loved about the book, some of the things I didn't love. This book, I read the audio book, which is usually how I read, and I have to say I did not love the fact that the author read the book. I had a little bit of difficulty connecting with the heroine because the author's voice did not match the heroine to me, and I think that there would have been maybe a little bit more lightness and humor that was written into the text that didn't come through in the reading if a different person had read the book. And that made it a little bit hard for me to connect with that heroine, and I found a few of her qualities annoying in the beginning. But I did really like the hero. He was just an all-around nice guy, and that meant that the romance progressed really beautifully in that kind of logical romance novel way where every one of the heroine's insecurities and issues gets surfaced and addressed by the excellent love of the hero as the story goes through. And I really liked that. I also loved the parts of the book when the hero, who is an Italian-American from Connecticut, visits Emma's kind of posh family in England. It was a really cute sort of culture clash part of the story. It was one of my favorites. There is a twist in this book which makes it not a romance novel, and I don't want to give that away, but when I hit that point in the book, I wanted to DNF. And that's my issue. I'll DNF at the black moment. And I couldn't because I knew I wanted to make this cocktail and make a video about it for you. So I kept going, and I'm really glad that I did. It really truly is a love story, as it says here on the cover, Falling, a love story. And Emma, in the end, does really find that rosy, beautiful future that she imagines for herself. And so let's make this cocktail for her. I am going to use 3 ounces of rosé. And I just bought a, nothing special rosé from Trader Joe's, because if you're gonna mix it up with some booze, which we are, it does not need to be something that you would really enjoy sipping on its own. Although you don't wanna hate it. This one's a fine medium bottle. I actually bought it because I like the shape of the bottle and I figure I could put some kind of yummy cocktail making elixir in it. I'm also gonna use an ounce of lavender simple syrup. I made this at my house with lavender from my backyard. I make simple syrup with erythritol, which is a natural sweetener that has no net calories. It's a way of making a keto sweetener. It also means that it forms crystals in the bottom when you put something like lavender in it. So it's not so pretty, but it tastes good. And you could make yours with just simple syrup on the stove if you wanted, or you could always buy that. Okay, we're gonna do, we did 3 ounces of the rosé, 1 of the lavender syrup, and here's 2 ounces of gin. When I made this in a couple of my dry runs this week, I used lemon juice, and you certainly could if you like a tart drink or if you feel that your wine isn't very acidic, but I felt that this rosé was quite bright and that the lemon with it made the drink too acidic for me. So I'm gonna add a little citrus in the form of Grand Marnier. You could use any orange liqueur that you have if you had like a triple sec for making more margaritas, whatever you want. Not even a half an ounce, like maybe a third or a quarter of an ounce. It'll make it too sweet if you put too much in, but a little sweetness and a little citrus is gonna be great with the lavender. All right, we're gonna shake that up. And we're gonna pour it into this glass with a sprig of my lavender from the yard. Pretty rosy color, symbolic of the hopefulness of this book. And if you decide to read Jane Green's Falling, I hope you'll enjoy it with a rosy future cocktail. That is really delicious. Thanks a lot.